Hello everyone, it's me, Vicky StitchNButton. I am back for my bi-weekly update and I have got a lot of stuff here. I did a lot of stitching. Today is October, I'm looking at my notes, October 23rd. This is episode, installment, whatever you want to call it, number 43. And I have 9 whips I worked on. These challenges are driving me crazy. And I've been busy. As usual, I'm keeping busy. I did some finishes, so I have a couple of finishes to show, and then I'll have to insert pictures of 2 finishes that were already sent off to the people they need to go to. So let's get into it. I did a lot of stitching for those challenges. I think all the stitching I did was just for challenges, just to get through them. I told you the last time that I joined Sane, and it's not even semi-sane. It is absolutely insane. But it's got me stitching, and I have a couple that are really close to finishing, like really close. It's to the point where I'd like to fit it into a challenge, but I don't know that there's enough stitches in there to finish. So, I don't know. We'll see what happens. I also did some kitting. I'm not going to show that, but I did do a couple of things. I kitted up, let me think. I kitted up, well, when I say kit up, I bought a kit from Elizabeth, Dames of the Needle, and it just needed floss. Well, it called for all black floss or onyx, and I decided to put a different color floss in there because it's the Orts and Such box that I've shown before. It's heart-shaped box, has a bird, has a heart, and it says Orts and Such on it. So I picked 3 colors. I picked a blue for the bird, a red for the hearts. I don't know if I picked Cupid. I don't think I did this time. And I picked a black, I think, for the lettering. And then I had a pile of stuff that I wanted to finish kitting. Just needed some floss or a piece of fabric or something like that. So I ended up, I think what sparked it was I had too much stuff to put away. I had like 3 or 4 months worth of Victoria Motto sampler threads. Plus, this past weekend on Saturday, I went and I filled in for Gary down in Fort Lauderdale for the Sunshine Stitchers. I was sitting with them. Me and the girls, we had a blast. If you haven't seen that episode, you need to go watch it. It's the latest one. I mean, if you're watching me new, then you know it's just this past Saturday, the 19th. And we had, well, I don't know that we stopped laughing the whole time. We just really had fun. I went down there, and of course I had to go to the cover to meet up with them, and I was running late because I had to go to Michael's and get some stuff, and they had sales, and I got some DMC for my Aqua City that I showed previously. It's a Heaven and Earth design, and I think that's the one I want to start for November 1st. So they're going to start a hate on November 1st, and I think I have everything together. Let me think. Yeah, I have it all together. There's just a couple of threads that I'm going to need, and I put an order in because I went down to the cover. I bought Classic Colorworks because I always go down with a plan, and I bought some Classic Colorworks for Early Americans, so I have most of those. And I went through my stash to find a piece of fabric. I found a piece, but I'm not sure if that's set in stone just yet. So I am in talks with Jen at the whole Stitching Caboodle to see what she has that would be big enough. Because I have, most of the stuff I have is the right color, not the right size for it, or it's the right size and not the right color, of course, because everybody should just have lots and lots of fabric anyway, right? So Jen and I will be talking about that soon. I gave her a heads up and I asked her to pull some for me so I can choose which one I want. Then, since they didn't have all the Classic Colorworks I needed, and Michael's didn't have all the DMC that I needed, once I got home, I put in an order. I believe I found, when it comes in, I'll let you know the name of the Etsy shop. There was an Etsy shop that had Classic Colorworks for only $2.39, and if you were a first-time buyer from her store and signed up for her newsletter, she would send you a coupon. Sometimes it takes a couple hours to get it in the email, but it's 15% off your first order. So not only did I not pay $2.50 for each skein, but I got 15% off. I paid $2.39, then 15% off of that. So I thought that was a good deal. There were a couple she still didn't have, although she had hickory sticks, but 123 Stitch didn't. So I was able to get, between them, her, and 123 Stitch, I was able to get, I think I got all the classic colorworks I'm going to need. For early Americans, I know that Pam from Just Keep Stitching, Pam and Steph, she had started hers, and her and I had talked about this earlier in the year, or maybe even last year, about starting it soon. And she has started hers, and that's sort of prompted me. I've been looking at mine and gathering a little bit here, a little bit there, but I think I'm ready to get that started. We're doing a lot of plans with virtual stitchers as far as on the 29th, since it's a leap year, every 29th of the month we're doing a new start. So I'm trying to plan them out. I don't want all big ones. I have some small ones that would be able to, like the little Ort box. It's so small I can do it in one sitting. So that's what my plan is, to get a couple of smalls in there and a couple of the bigger ones that I had already planned that I have been itching to do. I also, what else? Whew, there's been a lot. There's been a lot going on. It's trying to remember everything. So I went to the cover and I had a blast, and you have to go see the Sunshine Stitchers. We broke all the rules just for Gary. All the rules. And it was fun. I also did the finishing. What else did I do? I did get some stuff in. I want to show you new fabric. I got a piece of new fabric. Dames of the Needle has a brand new color, and of course I told her I need a piece of 32. Give me a fat quarter. I want it. So I got that in. I'll show you that in a little bit. And I've been making plans. We're supposed to do a new start in Virtual Stitchers on the 1st. There's a New Year, new start. Then there's the new Haid on November 1st, because Haid just had another, the Heaven and Earth Designs, for those who don't know, had another sale. And it was 50% off, and a lot of people racked a lot of people. I was racked, and I'll show you the 3 that I received. And although I love them, I love that they were given to me, I have been set, as you know, I showed it right away from the last sale, or the one before. I bought Aqua City, and I got part of my package part of my haul that I'm going to show later was the DMC, lion's share of the DMC for Aqua City. Not all of it, that's why I had to shop for some more, and then shop for some more because it's max color. 237 colors later, in about a week or so, when I get my orders in, I should have it all. I don't know. I haven't gotten a ship confirmation from 123 Stitch yet, and that's where I had to get. There were the newer colors, so it was hard to find someplace that had the newer colors, singles of the newer colors. So there's lots of plans, and I think I'm going to need like a whole week of no stitching and beading and sewing, and right around the New Year, so I can plan out exactly what I want to start and when, because it's just getting overwhelming, pretty much. Let's see, what I want to do. Let's show what I've been working on. Okay, I don't think I did this I'm doing this in any particular order, just as they're in a pile here. And as you know, I don't prep them like they do down in Lauderdale, because otherwise it'd get all lost. So I ended up having to do stitches on something that had a border. Technically, One Nation has a border. I'm trying to think of when I look at the picture, where it's going to be. I think when I do split screen, the picture should be here. Getting used to the different editing. Alright, so One Nation. It's a border around the stars. So I didn't have to specifically work on the border, but I decided to because it's easy work and I don't even really need the chart for it. So I ended up filling in some more stars here and doing the blue around some of the stars that didn't have it, and putting in a little bit more border around those stars again. Hey, every little stitch counts. I think I got in about either 200 or 300 stitches on one nation, so that helps. That helps every little bit. Then I worked on Elegant Squid, and I think I just need to work on anything I wanted to, and since Elegant Squid is close to getting finished, it'll take a couple of sittings, but it's really close, and I'm really loving it. I decided if I have to do 300 stitches on whatever it was, 250, who knows, and I did get some more done on that. Elegant Squid, I'll show you a picture so I don't have to edit and add one. Looks like this. Right side up, looks like this, still looks the same like this. Anyway, it's in ink circles, and I will be passing this on. This was gifted to me by Aussie Stitcher, which 42, and I already have somebody that I'm passing it on to that said, hey, I like it. I said, hey, when I'm done, it's yours. So pass it. Keep on passing it. I'm loving it. Again, I've done this on Spring Garden from Silk Weaver. I do believe it's 28 count. It's an even weave. I believe. No, it's not an even weave. I think there's... Oh, yeah, it is. Yeah, I lie to myself all the time. But anyway, it's an even weave, and I've had it forever. This is where it's at. I chose Romys Creations. For my colors, the green and the gray are both from Romys Creations. I bought those on Elizabeth's Etsy. That's Dames of the Needle. And that'll be below because I'll be linking where I got my items from in the description box below. Basically what I worked on was the green, and I put in a whole bunch of these tentacles in here too. So it's moving right along. I only have a little bit over a quarter of it left, if not like a quarter proper if you think about it, because I have some of this done already. So I'm really close to a finish on that one. And I have a frame over here, and I haven't measured it. I figured I'd just wait and measure it later. But I might have a frame that it'll fit in, which would be sweet. My dog is impatiently pacing around here, and I don't know why. What's the matter? Go sit. Go sit. I don't know what he wants. Okay, then I worked on animal magnetism. Every time I leave myself a list because I would never remember everything I worked on. So I always have a list next to me, and as soon as I work on something, I write it down. And that's what I'm going off of. So this must have been the next thing. I know I had to put in at least 200 stitches and then another 400 stitches, 300, I don't know. I had to put in a lot of stitches, so I did. And one said something about having claws, and lion has claws. And then another one was about something else, and I forget. But I filled in on the lion, so he got filled in some, and I did all this giraffe. All this giraffe got done in there. And if you look, it's all filled in with a lighter brown. So that's what I ended up working on. And the reason for that is I think I might have to take this out. I updated my iPad, the new iOS, and because I don't have cellular service, it goes strictly off of Wi-Fi. And when I updated, one of the glitches with the new update was that you put in the password and it just pauses and then tells you to put the password in again. So then the only way to fix that is to do a total you have to wipe it pretty much and reinstall everything, total reset. And I can't get it to work on my laptop when I plug it in. It's just, the tablet's running so slow because of what's going on that I don't think it's sending the okay over to the laptop in time. And so it's not pausing long enough to wait for the okay, and it won't connect to my laptop, so I can't get it hooked up to iTunes, so I can't get it wiped and put back. I say all that because I started using the Goodreads, as I've said before, and all my highlighting for my charts on the stuff that I've done for the past couple of months were on my Goodreads. Yeah, that's a problem, and I ended up messing up part of it because I couldn't figure out exactly where I was, and I was in a time crunch, so I had to get the stitches in, and I started realizing that I messed up somewhere in the ear. That's why I moved down and moved over the giraffe, and I figure if I move over the giraffe and I get the top of the head and everything and the eyes in, then I can sort of fudge the ear, because it'll be alright. I can fudge it, because around the elephant are all half stitches to show the globe in the background. So yeah, that's my story. That's what I'm sticking to. So what did I work on next? Next I had to do something, I don't know, for something I had to stitch. So what I did to stitch was work on 11s again. And basically what I got done on 11s is the letter A and the letter F. AF. And I think that's all the stitch I had to do on that, so that's all I got done so far. This is going to say afternoon tea, and then it's going to say dinner and supper. It's afternoon tea, dinner, ampersand, supper. So that's more than halfway finished already. And 11s I'll put in a picture to show you what it looks like. That is from fiddlesticksau. Side note, quick side note, Vader. I had previously said that Vader came from Stitchline on Etsy. I looked for the link for Stitchline on Etsy. It's no longer there. The store is totally gone. There is one called Stitcharea. It's one word, Stitcharea, and it has that Vader chart, so I think they might have just changed their name for whatever reason, or closed that store down and opened up another one. I don't know. I don't talk to the owners. I think they're from another country, so I'm not quite sure. Oh, my shirt today is Lucy and Ethel at the chocolate factory. Got that from my mom. Anyway, so yeah, Stitchline is now Stitcharea. It's all one word. If you like that Vader piece that I did, which is over here, I did not work on it. That's why it's not up here. But I'll show it real quick, just for the sake of showing you what I mean. This one, it's going to be Stitcharea instead of Stitchline. I'm like, I know that's where I bought it from. I'm looking at the description, the whole 9 yards, and I just couldn't find it anywhere. Alright, so next I had to stitch on something I think that had to do with food or drink or something like, or had a coffee cup for one of the challenges. And so I said, well, I could work on, what's the one? I could work on a little coffee, which I ended up, that's by Lizzie Kate, and then there's another one that I'm working on from Imaginating, and for some reason the name of it just went, phew. But that one has a lot of back stitching, and back stitches only count as a half stitch. So knowing that this would go quick, I almost finished this. I had to count and make sure I was going to have enough to stitch on this, so I didn't have to start something else too. But this is what I've done so far on a little coffee. The only thing that I have left to do are 2.5 cups, 2 2/3 cups, and I'm done. Everything else is done. The fabric comes with this, and I think it comes with a button also, and you provide the threads. That's how it is with these Lizzie Kate A Little series, I guess I could call it. I did a Little Beach. This is a Little Coffee. I have another one that's a little something, I can't remember, and it doesn't come with the thread. So I took my own color choices, so to speak, my own liberties with it, and I used all of Vicky Clayton silks in the colors I like. I think it stands out better than what the original is. It's my preference. But here's the picture of what it looks like. I think mine just stands out just a little bit better than that one does. Let's see. My cup stands out even better. The blue cup. So, I bet you that wouldn't even take a whole hour just to stitch that up, and that'll be done. I don't know how I'm going to finish this. Maybe like a flat mount type thing. I don't want to call it a flat fold. Just like a flat mount onto something I think might be cute. And that can go with the rest of my coffee stuff in my kitchen. So, let's throw this back here. It's getting full. Alright, after that, I had to work on a couple of times. I had to work on purple, and then I had to work on food a couple of times. So, I pulled out grapes, and I call it grapes. It's basically the grapes pillow. It's published in the, I have it written down, February 2000, Just Cross Stitch magazine. Looks like this. And it's from Donna Vermillion Giampa. And they have a whole bunch of pillows. They even make onions look great. So I started grapes. Of course, the first few colors, first 5 colors in the corner, all blended. And I showed how I put my blended threads. That would be, I think we looked it up for the Sunshine Stitches. I think it's episode 39, number 39. If you're interested on how I organize my floss for that, I preload the needles to make it easier. And that's where I'm at. I worked all that green, I filled that in, and I filled in just about all of this. I think it's looking great. It's looking grape. I had to. I'm sorry. Sorry, not sorry. It's looking grape. So, grapes got worked on 3 times, I think. Like 200 here, and an extra 100 there, and then another 200 somewhere else. So, it got some decent work on it. I then had to pull out, I forget the reason for it. Oh, something to do with spiders, and I didn't have anything with a spider on it, surprisingly enough. I didn't have anything started with a spider on it, so I made something up. I said, Midsummer Night Fairy. She sits in a tree, and the trees house spiders. Sorry for the shaking. But, here's the picture. She's gorgeous. I have had so many problems with this child. With the fabric, with the fudging. But I say it's going to be well worth it in the long run. Because she is looking gorgeous. Look at that sparkle. Now, I know there are people here that watch me that have done a ton of Mirabilias. But I also know that there's some that have never worked on a Mirabilia. Word to the wise, okay, because this is actually my first Mirabilia, besides like a free chart, a small. This is skin behind a wing. Now, her hair is also behind the wing. What it calls for are 2 threads, 2 cotton threads of the skin color, plus 1 blending filament. Well, I put it all together on the needle, and if you see, the sparkle's kind of spotty, right? But it's supposed to look like the skin's showing through the wing, so it's behind the wing. So what I now need to do is go over anything where it didn't cover over. I'm going to need to go and do a half stitch over with 1 strand of blending filament. Knowing that that happened, I got wiser quickly. Her hair right here, that's all supposed to have blending filament with it also. So what I did was decided that I'm going to do 2 strands of cotton first. I'm going to do all that, and then I'm just going to go over it with the blending filament, and that'll give it that effect. And when I do it, you'll see it. But she's over halfway finished. What I need to do left on her, there's a couple more leaves. All these holes and down here, all beads. So I have her, what do I have? I have a memory issue, that's what I have. So I have her arms and her head to do. And the rest of those wings are pretty vicious. There's not much tree left to do. Once I get into the arms and get that done, then I'll put in the rest of the tree and the leaves and stuff. I'll do the wings, and then it's beading. And she'll be done. I'm already trying to think of what one I will start next. There's a few Mirabilias I want to do, and I'm thinking it may be one of the Witch Pixies. I think I was looking at Electric, because I know I have the bead pack for her. We'll see. We'll see, because I don't want to start another one until I finish this one. And that's sort of the same thing with the ink circles. There are a couple ink circles that I have that I really want to start soon. One of them is henna. And Gina and I have decided to do henna with a henna reddish color from Silks For You. And since it's a smaller pattern, we're splitting the hank. So I don't know what fabric. Until I get the thread in, I don't know what fabric. It's not a rush. I am not done Elegant Squid. So it's between henna, and then there's another one that I was looking at that I already made a working copy of, I think. It's one of the Halloween ones. I haven't decided. It's not a big rush. As soon as I finish Squid, then I'll decide which one to do next. But I figured, why start another? I mean, I could start everything I want. I'd do what I want. But I sort of, I'm getting overwhelmed by everything that's going on, so I figure I can sort of curb it if I just keep it. Okay, so there's one pillow going on, because I'm going to do more of those pillows, so the grapes has to get done first, just like the lemons and limes had to get done first. So the ink circles, I'll finish that, and then I'll start another one. Mirabilia, I started that, I'll finish that and start another one. The Heaven and Earth designs, we all know, if you get them done, it's going to be years. So why not start whatever you feel like? And Aqua City was the next one in line that I wanted to start, because those colors are absolutely gorgeous. The last thing I worked on was Sweet Home Sampler. This bad boy's just about done. I finished off, I had to work on something with an entryway with a door. So I was able to get in my stitches, and I finished the whole entire sky, and then almost all the checkers. I'm almost done. I just had the rest of these checkers here to do, and then the back stitching and some lazy daisies, and my house. My house is on my house. I think it looks great. The back stitching is going to bring it out. These little windows have little cross hatches. I can put a picture in here of what it's supposed to look like, and you'll see that there's supposed to be flowers around here. I've said that before, but I thought it was just too much. So I just decided to do checkers. And I've also remembered seeing, because this came out in a book, after that came out, I remember seeing where you just stitched everything in here and not the checkers, and they had a mat that you can get in the book and or a kit and only stitch what was inside, and then the mat did the checkers and the flowers on the outside. I was like, see, I wasn't the only one that didn't want to stitch all that mess, right? So there it is. There's no place like home. Like, every introvert right now is definitely agreeing with me. Me too. I leave the house and things happen and I can't deal. Like, stupid things, and they just anger me. So if I'm home, I'm usually okay. Just going down to see Sheila and EJ. I put on my GPS, like I always do. The issue is I usually use Waze, and I didn't for some reason. I put it in Google Maps, and I'm driving along, and I'm talking to a friend of mine I hadn't talked to in a while. And I'm like, I gotta hang up because it's not taking me where I know I need to go. I basically knew which way I need to go, And for some reason I started listening to this thing, and it was taking me local. It was adding 2 hours onto my already hour-and-a-half trip. It was just a hot mess, so it made me late. I found my way. It's okay, but that's what I get for leaving the house, right? All right. Finishes. I did some framing. I framed 2 things. Both are for me. First thing I want to show are the other finishes that I already sent. I did a ornament finish for a friend of mine. She needed a finish for her exchange, and I'll put in the picture here. I forget what exactly it was called, but it was a shepherd's bush kit. So if you like it, maybe you can look up like snowman shepherd's bush kit or something like that. But that's what that was. And I do believe the velvet that went on the back was from Dames of the Needle, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know, you can let me know. And then the pom-pom definitely was Dames of the Needle, because she sent rickrack, and I didn't think it was going to be quite enough to go around, and I decided on the pom-pom. I thought the pom-pom went very well. It matched well. So that got finished and sent off right away. Also, the silk ribbon that I used, I believe, was also Dames of the Needle, or it was a piece that was in there anyway, and I think it was hers. Then it matched the pom-pom, so why not, right? Need a hanger. And then I finished, my friend Jen from the whole Stitch and Caboodle, she had a friend, Linda, stitch heartstring samplery. It's one of the Elixir, and I forget exactly what it's called, but I think it's like, I don't have a problem with coffee or something like that. But it says, I don't have a problem with coffee, I have a problem without coffee. I'll put the picture here of my finish. Basically, I mounted it on some foam board and made it nice and flat on the back. And then I mounted it into one of those wooden boxes that you can hang up on the wall. Excuse me. Let me get my coffee. It's one of those pieces that look like the bottom of a wood box. And on the very bottom part of it, it said something like thankful, grateful, blessed. It was cute. I didn't need it for that though. I was going to mount it to that side because I liked the leaves that were going around it, but with the lettering and everything, it just wouldn't fit on the back correctly. So I turned it around and I used it like a shadow box, and I mounted it inside. Before I put it inside though, I glued some coffee beans to the bottom part of the bottom lip, the top of the bottom lip, right inside, and then I covered them with a matte finish. I sealed them up, and then I mounted the piece on the back of it, and it turned out really cute. You'll see it there. She loved it. Both recipients have received their items, and they were very happy with it, so I'm happy. That's all that matters. I'm still in finishing mode, believe it or not, even though I've been having to do other things. I have a pile over here that needs to be done that it's not because somebody needs it. It's because I need to get it done. I've had it long enough. I just need to get it done. I need to get it out of my face. I need to get it done and over with. I need to stop procrastinating. So I picked out a couple of things, and I showed you frames that I bought before that I thought might fit some stuff. And I think I showed you it before I actually did the framing. So here is how Beans turned out. I'm happy with the framing. I think it turned out great. I think it looks great. But now I'm rethinking, and I might actually take it out of the frame and paint the frame a distressed white. Not a stark white, but more distressed. Maybe like paint over it sort of sloppy like, and sand it a little bit so the wood comes through a little bit. That's what I'm thinking. Just to sort of brighten it up just a touch, but not enough to make it too stark. I don't know. Right now this works. It'll work just like this. But I'm thinking I might whiten it up a little bit. But it's good for now. This had that airplane picture in it. Then there was the one with the pseudo wine label, which was just a piece of cardboard with a print on it. And I was able to get that out of there, and the glass broke as I was trying to pop it out. That's okay, because I didn't need the glass. And I did this. It's looking great. You see the brushed finish on there. It's plastic. It's like a hard plastic too. Hard molded plastic. This piece is, I forget what it's called again. Founding Father. Oh no, look it up. It's from Summer House Stitchworks. And it's not called Ben Franklin, it's not called Liberty, it's called something like Founding Father or something to that effect. But I know it's still available, so if you even just like go on the Hoffman site and look under Summer House Stitchworks, it'll be there. But it's really cool. Benjamin Franklin, it's Frank's favorite. I call him Benny. I'm from Philly, he's from Philly, you know, we got it like that. And Frank absolutely loves it. I had to pull it off the wall. He made me hang it right away. So I had to pull it off the wall for the video. But I'm very, very happy with how this turned out. And so is he. And that's who I stitched it for anyway. And then there's what I bought and we'll be done. Okay, so I told you that Elizabeth, I had to put stuff in bags because I had to. Otherwise it'd be a mess. Alright, Elizabeth has a new fabric. So I had to order it right away. She just created this fabric and it was for, it's named after Teresa, Shakespeare peddler, Teresa Kitten Stitcher. And it's called Peddler's Blend. Now, I'm a 32 gal. I love the 32 count, it's my go-to. So I asked her, I said, whatever you have. She's like, well, what do you prefer? And I said, 32. So she went with it for me. So she had 32, and she sent it to me. And I'm trying, it's got so many facets to it. This is what it is. That looks pretty good. Compared, yeah. It smells like caramel was in it or something, or I don't know, it just smells, it's sweet. Anyway, that's the other side. I have no clue what I'm putting on it. I really don't. But once I figure it out, it's going to look fabulous. I know it will. And I know she's got it on her Etsy page, and I know she sold a whole bunch of it, and that she was going to be making more. And remember, no two are they're never going to look alike. Not from the process that she does for this. Sometimes there'll be speckles, sometimes there'll be smears and dots and splots and stuff. And that's what I like about it. It's going to be fun to work with. I can't wait. I also, since I was doing all that finishing, I know that she sells these. And it's a cording tool. And basically you mount this end. I mean, you could use this too. You could do one or several. Mount this. This is, I think, when you do several colors. You can put them, and then this is like a fishing reel. No? Yeah, no. All the instructions are in there on how to use it. And I've been pushing her to do a video on how she actually uses it too. She's just been extremely busy. But I know she sells these. And it's got her name on it and everything. She has the instructions in here. She sells them on her Etsy. I don't know if she has it. If you can't find it, definitely give her a message and let her know that you're interested in getting one. And she'll get back to you right away. She's pretty good about that. What else do I have? I have... Okay, I said I'd show the Heaven Earth designs that were racked to me last week. Pardon the lines, my printer. I've changed the ink since then. My friend Gina went to my wish list and found this one and bought it for me. Queen of the Sun Realm. And it's the color expansion. Now, it's not max color, it's color expansion. It's 150 colors. Look at those peacock feathers. Look how gorgeous she is. So I've got that. Then Belinda, Aussie Stitcher, went on and she racked me not one, but two. How awesome is this? And it looks better if you don't have the lines going through it, if your printer's looking better. And it's called Black Magic. This panther is gorgeous. Love him. And then she also bought me this one, and this one's called Crystals and Crows. It's max color. It's another one. It's 237 colors. And this would look better if, again, my printer was changed. But it's crows, and there's a fairy there in the forest. It's gorgeous, and it's going to be gorgeous when it's stitched up. Thank you so much, Belinda and Gina, for those. I have no idea when I'm going to get to them. I need to stitch more. I need to stitch more, right? Okay. I did something else too. Where are my pages? Yes. Okay. When I was looking through the Heaven Earth designs and stuff, I started looking and I couldn't remember what I had, what I didn't have, and I know I have that CrossStitch app, and I don't know that I put all of them in there. Well, in looking, I found some that I downloaded from Etsy that I never put in my app, and I totally forgot about. I knew I liked them, and I bought them, and so the ones I'm going to show you now, I've bought over the past, like, year and forgot, because I downloaded them, and that was it. And so what I went and did was I printed out all the pictures for them, and I wrote the name of the shop, and I can put all those down below. This one is called Ghost Ship. I absolutely love that. Frank was in the Navy too, so and I've always liked the tall ships and stuff like that that came to Penn's Landing. This one's called Pirate Ship. And it's from, I'll put it in, I don't know if I could put it in here, but it's liudmilacrossstitch, and it's from Etsy. It's all one word, and I'll put the link too. But anyway, I think those are gorgeous, and I hope they stitch up that well, because it's not a Heaven and Earth design, so you know if it's not that, or Unconventional Cross Stitch, or, you know, one of those, you sort of get nervous, but I hope it looks as well. I sort of make a point when I'm looking at the Etsy stuff, they give you samples of what it would look like, and I sort of zoom in just to see how pixelated it became from the original picture to what they did. I also bought, I think these two came together, yeah. So I bought this one, and it's called Steampunk Turtle. This is also from Etsy, and you stitch all of this in there. And it's HomeDecorBoutiqueUA on Etsy. So if you need to, you can pause that, write that down. And that's on Etsy. I bought the Steampunk Turtle, and then I think this is the one that had two. If you bought the Chameleon, Steampunk Chameleon, you got the snail with it also. Look how cool that is. Again, Home Decor Boutique UA. And these didn't cost too much either. Like I said, I've been buying them for over a year now. About a year. I know I bought this one not too long ago. Maybe a couple of months ago and forgot about it. Look at that elephant. I love elephants. I really do. This is UnconventionalX. And I just think that's gorgeous. That's also off of Etsy. All of these are. Then okay, there's two of them here. This is on blue paper because I've got blue paper. And I didn't mind. It's called KeenahsCrossStitch, and that's how you spell it. It's from Etsy. It's a black and white portrait. I think it's got 13 colors with grays and blacks. And, of course, Wizard of Oz. And then this Yoda, I was looking to see if Stitchline had this, and see if this person actually copied it off of there. and that's when I found out that Stitch Line is now Stitcharea. But they don't have it. This is so. If you look close, I know it's kind of hard to see, but it's a scenery from the swamp where he came from in there. So I figured I had to get the Yoda because it's a lot like the Vader, and I think they'd complement each other well. And this is from ElCrossStitch, ElCrossStitch, all one word, on Etsy. Then, I don't know how I forgot that I bought this one. And this one came from MiAxStitch, all one word. And I don't think this one's on Etsy anymore. I looked and it wasn't available. And that's Hedwig. Then DigiPoint has some cool ones, and again, I printed it out on blue, but it is a color picture. It's Chewie and Han Solo. I don't know when I'm going to have all this time to do all these, but you know, you buy them and then your taste change and then you choose which one you want to stitch next, right? Then, again, from MiAxStitch, Steampunk Sewing Machine. Absolutely love this. Love, love, love this. And as much as I don't like back stitching, I'm hoping it does have the back stitching on there because I think that's what's going to make that picture for really. And then I've got Steampunk Coffee Grinder. Love it. I might have to get up one of these, maybe. I probably shouldn't, but who can resist? Then I also received my order from Jen, which was, I'm not going to show you the DMC. It was a whole metric ton of it. And she sent me, show this back here, it's a free chart from Cricut Collection. This room looks like one of the ghosts, like if they took that ghost off of the Skeleton Crew and put a pumpkin head on it. I like it. I think it's cute. And then it's the squirrel mitten. And it's also from Cricut Collection, a freebie. Alright. We're getting to the end of it, peeps. I received my latest installation of Victoria Motto Sampler Shop. Varied colors this time. I don't think it really went with the theme. It doesn't look like it to me. It's kind of fall colors, but sort of, kind of. It's just a variety. And this is showing. There we go. Yep. I'm glad she's putting in more blues. She needs more blues. I love that red. But I think she needs more blues. I need more blue choices. I love blue. And I need more choices because I've been looking. So soft. So soft. So I already put away, and I should have just waited to the video, but I already put away the other ones from the previous months, and I'll give you the names real quick. Carriage Seat, which is the brown, I guess it's supposed to be a brown leather. Over the River, and then Cherry Pie. That's a really nice red. It's almost like my Cupid, almost. Nutmeg Hill, October Orange, and Antique Pink Rose. So those were the colors for this month, and I think I got them just last week. I also scored these Bulgur threads, blending filaments. They're very close to a color that I need for a couple of my things. So I got them from Stash Unloading at a good price. I think total was like $4 or $5, maybe $6 with the shipping. All right. Well, I received my Ornament Club installment for the month. It's okay. It's not the worst, but I received one. This is number 10, and it's Santa. Like I said, it's not horrible, and I guess with all it only being able to fit in that small area, that'll work. The buttons are cute, little candies. So it's not one of the worst ones. I may actually stitch that one. They're having another mystery ornament club for next year. We all know what I'm not buying next year, right? Yeah, that's it. Okay, so I put in an order with Jen from the whole Stitch and Caboodle, and I was able to get some charts from her magic closet, and I think a couple of these are orders from new stuff, so I don't know what's what, so I'm just going to go with it. This one's called Poppy Creations. It's called Christmas Stuff, and one says Believe is the Merry in Christmas, and then the other one says Joy, Noel, and Peace. I think those are cute, and I would totally change the colors of all the letters. That's just not my color scheme. It's a little dated, I think. And what's the date on this? Is it giving me a copyright date at all? No. No, it doesn't. Anyway, so it's not important. I would just change it. I mean, if you like them, you go and you do you, boo. But I think I'd just sort of make my own. Then I have this one. It's Bibs for Small Friends. Those will be cute for smalls if you ever want to do a small for somebody like Amy. You do a little toad, a little daisy smiling, and a little lamb and a dog. These little chipmunks. I think those are chipmunks, aren't they? How cute. Gina is a ducky. Alright, this I know I ordered new. And I got Wee Santa from Heart and Hand. It's the pants. It's the pants and those legs. And maybe the sideways elf. I also ordered from Cricut Collection. This is one of their new ones. And it is 1F by C. I looked at it and I was like, I don't know. And I was like, I sort of like it. Oh, okay. It's one of those. I passed by it like twice before I finally said I need it. Then I also bought Farmer's Market. I think that's cute. And Val's stuff has some new ones. And this is like a little kit. I think I just have to put the threads in and that's it. And it uses Week Styleworks and sampler threads. And this one is Jingle My Bells. I've got comments. Let's just leave it at that. I have got comments. I think what really sold it was not just the name, obviously, but these eyes. I can't. They're buttons. I don't know that mine will both be down like that. Mine might look googly. They might be looking west and east at the same time. Alright. I also bought Prairie Schoolers Nevermore. And Little Red Riding Hood. Steph just finished this one, and the more I looked at it, the more I was like, yep. So, again, I think you know what red I'm going to use. Cupid. Or I may have to use this cherry pie. I don't know, that's really cool too. To go with the rest of my Santas, because now I can put this in that project bag. I bought these Santas. I ordered 2006 from her. And 2018. And 2019. Then I also, Lone Elm Lane came out with this one. It's called Halloween Resurrection. And I was like, it's cute, okay. Okay, I gotta get it. He's walking a dog. Come on. And these guys crawling out. And he's walking a dog. I can't. How could you not? I needed to buy that. And then I got the latest part 7. It's called Cookies from Jack Frost's Tree Farm. That's cute. I've liked every one of these. I should have been on auto ship for that. Who knew? And then this one caught my eye, and it says, it's Little Robins from Kathy Barrick, and it says, in frost and in snow, when the winds do blow, little robins do whistle and sing. Of all the birds they are best, with their pretty red breasts, and their music does make the woods ring. There you go. I think that's cute. I may change the colors on that too. Who knows? And I have 2019 Fragments in Time. That's Summer House. And I also have Hang 10. Raise the Roof. I think I have almost all of these now. Hang 10. I love those. Floral Alphabets. Can never have too many alphabets. I've actually used an alphabet out of a magazine to personalize a little box before. You know, they have these little wooden boxes and like the dollar section, or you know, it's like $2-3 section at Michael's, and they have these little indents in the top, and it's real small. It's like this big, and you can do a couple initials in there, mount it in there, and give it to a friend for Christmas or their birthday or something. And I forget why. I made one for my friend Susie. These are cute though. Here's some flowers. All kinds of flowers. Okay, Cinnamon Heart Needleworks. This is called the Summer House. Now, am I going to stitch these and mount them on a birdhouse? No. But I think these are cute. I think I'd stitch like that on something or that on something. You know, there's bits in there that'd be cute for other things. So, and it's an older one, and I got it for pretty cheap. And then this is me, but Princess and the Pea is me, but more so when it comes to my shoes, not my bed, because I can feel a little tiny fuzzball in my shoe, and so I decided I needed to have this. And it says, seek the genuine. Alright, then I bought this one. It's called Fresh from the Oven, and that's from Cricut Collection. I'm not going to do that on that red, though. I think that definitely calls for some other color than something that dark. How are you supposed to see anything? Hello. But I think that's cute. And then Holly Mittens from Calico Crossroads. These are all specialty stitches in here. I think that would be really pretty, though. I don't know when or if I'll ever get to it. I don't know, but I thought it was cute and it was cheap. And then I also bought, see, I don't hate Annie B's. I really don't. I just don't like all of her stuff, and that's okay. But I really liked Bittersweet. So, I bought it. So, that is my haul. And then, oh, I also got a needle case. It's a magnetic needle case. I think that's pathetic that they put that little tiny magnet in there. Come on. It's from DMC. And then I have 6-inch stretcher bars, another set of 6-inch stretcher bars. And then I was so happy. Last thing, oops, some of it came out. I was so happy when I got my mail the other day. I think it was about a week ago. Actually, I got informed delivery, and I saw who it was from, and I was like, oh, she sent me something. I received the cutest card from Donna Ray. It has a little washi tape on the back, and it's got glitter herpes in it. It's got these glitter leaves and a whole bunch of metallic stars in there. There's like a whole bunch in there. And when I shook it, I just knew there was something in there. So I was careful when I opened it. I just knew she was setting me up. And it says, scary noises, spooky sights, nighttime comes alive tonight. Season's creepings to you. And a cute little note in there. Thank you, Donna Ray. It definitely put a big smile on my face. Thank you so much for thinking about me. So, I think I am finally done. And it's an hour. Oh my god. That's a lot of it up. Thank you so much for hanging out if you're here still, if you're still listening to me. And I'll be back in a couple of weeks. Maybe I won't be so haggard, so to speak. I don't know. We'll see how much we get done. I don't know. Hopefully I have some more finishes. Don't forget, don't let anybody steal your sunshine.